Restaurant Unstoppable. What the most successful restaurateurs know that you don't. With excitement, allow me to introduce to you today's guest, pastry chef and founder of Batch Cookie Company, Chef Max Santiago. Chef Max, you're feeling unstoppable today.
I am. That's a good word for me, Eric. I'm glad to be here.
Dude, I'm psyched to have you here. Good friend Rory called you out, told you to be a chef on the show. I'm excited to be collaborating with her as well into the future.
Awesome,
If she says that I need to talk to you, I believe her. So I cannot wait to dive into your story. Before we get into it, though, let's get that motivational, inspirational ball rolling with a success quote or mantra. What do you got for us?
All right, I'd like to share this with you. That's something that I realized that, along my path. Is that, as chefs, if anybody out there can relate, and restaurateurs, chefs that are turning into restaurateurs, you're never going to get rich and successful working your butt off for, 12 to 16 hours a day in a kitchen. You still want to bust your ass and go out there and work as hard as you can, but you're not going to necessarily do it in a kitchen. So you're never going to get rich and successful in the kitchen. The real money gets made outside of it. How you run as a businessman, the contacts that you make. Social media is a huge part of it as well. All the kind of collaborations that you can do. As long as you just keep busting your butt and thinking that you can become rich and successful and famous just cooking in a kitchen, like all that makes you is a hard worker and a hard working chef. You are going to make somebody else's dream come true, and you're not going to make yours. And I've seen a lot of restaurants fail with chefs that think that way, and they don't get out there and do the important things. Hire a chef to run your kitchen. Yeah. Your name is already the well-known one that you need to get out there. And also, you can still train and make sure it's your menu and their rules. Get somebody that you trust to run it. That's a smart. You have to be a businessman and a chef.
Yes, I absolutely 100% agree with that statement. But I am curious, and I think that maybe you'll agree with me when I say this. I think a lot of people who are getting into the industry go for the social media fame first and don't necessarily put the focus on becoming great.
Times have changed a lot in this industry, Eric.
I'm
glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Nowadays, anybody can open up. Like I own a cookie shop, and I'm about to open a donut shop again. I've been the founder of another donut shop, and I've been a pastry chef for 27 years now. You know, and before I opened my first shop on my own, I had been in the industry for 20. So a lot of people nowadays are just, they're copying what the most popular thing is. And now with Instagram, you can see how everything's done. You get a cool logo and some cool branding, and you can be successful too. Yeah. And the whole chef element is kind of really left out, but it's super important. And yes, you can get famous that way now. You can, and you can make a good living. So I'm not going to be bashing that at all and be a hater about it. But there's something special when you have the whole trifecta.
Yeah. So what I'm curious about is at what point do you go from putting your head down and becoming a great chef to saying, okay, I've learned a lot, and now it's time for me to put myself out there? When do you think it's time to make, or how do you balance that? Or is it a balance, or is it yes and?
I don't think it's totally necessary to go 20 years like I did, but I say give it a good, solid foundation. And I've had a lot of people ask me, and I think I like the rounded number of about 3 years of good professional experience.
3 years?
Yeah, that's what I would say. Because in 1 year, you're just kind of scratching the surface. And I think after a couple more years of that, but minimum 1 year, 1 to 3 years is what I would say. Really pick out and I strongly believe in this, that I don't not that there's anything wrong with them either. Some of them are successful. I just think it's a lot more difficult to become successful if you're like a jack of all trades and have a bakery that's got a bunch of different items versus being a specialty bakery that maybe features 1 or 3.
Yeah, but it takes time. It takes time for you to figure out what it is exactly that separates you. I think
that's
you got to explore that. You got to put your, you got to.
For me, it wasn't anything that I thought about. It just kind of landed on my lap, and I was a pastry chef of many different things in hotels. I was pretty well rounded. I did everything really well. In hotels, you got to do so many different things.
Yeah.